yeah, just before we get into the usual, Rid Them All, which is one of Reaper's Underground Productions' premier red dirt thrash bands. And they are playing with the Texas Hippie Coalition November 4th. So if you haven't gone to their Spotify, you need to check their shit out. Absolutely. They did a cover of Folsom Prison Blues that their video got almost 700 views on YouTube. So definitely check them out. Give them a listen. I love that song. Great intro. Very good. But what the hell are we doing on a Wednesday night? Oh, I know. It's time for us two assholes to entertain you all yet again with a shit list right here on the Shred.
Exactly. And
boy, do we have a shit fest for you today, because I mean, it's like somebody ate some seriously outdated Chipotle and with all the peppers and beans, because Loudwire, you know how much we love them. Exactly. Reminds me of this morning. They seem to think that they have a top 66, what the hell are they calling it? Best metal albums of the decade of 2010 to 2019. So pretty current stuff.
Yeah.
Now that should be really interesting, because when I think of who the top albums that have come out in that decade, it's who is influencing metal right now.
Agreed.
They are pioneers, and what they're doing is just furthering the awesomeness of metal. Kyler, welcome yet again, sir. Glad to have you.
And I don't know, Kyler, what is today?
Guess what today is? Your birthday? Do I get a ding, ding, ding? No ding, ding, ding. No boom, boom. Well, goddammit, tell us, man.
Gosh, what is it?
I knew it. Happy birthday, motherfucker. You kept us in suspense for far too long.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Golf clap of doom.
All right. So, yeah, you even got a golf clap of doom. So you should feel very special. And thank you for tuning in to our shenanigans on this hump day. Oh, what a fucking week it's been. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this is definitely what everyone needs, since we're looking towards the weekend. A lot of good things coming up this weekend as well. So as we're rolling into Rocktober month. So it looks like we're starting off with someone who's not new. Now this is interesting. So it should be interesting to see why it is that Mr. Jake Richardson decided that at number 66 it is Opeth in Cauda Venenum. I don't even know if I'm saying
we started
it right.
At 66. I thought we were just doing like the top 15.
Oh, we can do that.
I mean, I don't think we'll get through a list of 66 and,
Well, I thought we might be able to make it a 3-part series.
Oh, we certainly can if you want to. Sure, let's start at 66.
Why the hell not? I mean, it's been a minute since we shredded a good Loudwire.
That is true. All right. I'm good with that.
Chris Feldhausen, welcome, brother. All right. So, yeah, number 66, Opeth's 2019 album. So that was just in the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
In Cauda Venenum. Now, they're a Swedish, kind of like a prog metal style kind of band.
Yeah.
But the thing that I like about Opeth is they don't sound anything like Dream Theater. They don't sound like Tool. They literally stand alone on their own thing.
Exactly.
Kyler Kenny says, does this article also have the words "and the number one will shock you"? I don't know. It just might. I actually have not looked at number one, so I don't even know what the fuck it is yet. So it should be interesting for sure. But anyhow, Opeth's most recent album, is a career highlight for the Swedish proggers in called Venium, or however the fuck you say that. Yeah. Is teeming with ideas and possesses a continual ebb and flow that takes you on a journey only the best prog albums can.
What?
Now, I got a problem with that fucking statement right there. I have listened to millions of different style metal albums, just as well as you have, Gangis, that take us on a journey, especially any type of doom metal band. As well as even some black metal bands can do it. Behemoth, Cradle of Filth, just to mention a couple. Some death metal albums can do it too.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, any fucking Ozzy Osbourne record will take you on a journey. Whether you really want to go there or not is your choice.
Kyler, you're asking when this list was written.
It has to be recent.
I don't know when it's originally published, but it's last updated September 7th. So not that long ago.
Holy crap. Looks like they got some new writers too.
Yeah, but I think they all have JD-itis.
For sure. In amongst all the experimentation on the offer is some seriously powerful metal, the wicked solos of Heart and Mind, and the dramatic swell of Dignity standing out. Tell me, when's the last time any of you out there in Three Witches Land, even you, Brother Gangis, have ever heard a dramatic swell?
I'm going to leave that one alone.
I mean, doesn't it sound like, somebody's, sitting in the can or something, fucking jerking off, and dramatically their shit starts to swell? What in the fuck is a dramatic swell? I mean, come on. If you want to say the emotional burst of whatever the fuck, sounds a hell of a lot better than a dramatic swell.
Agreed.
Just my take on that. Forgive me.
Agreed.
Throughout its 10 tracks, this LP rarely misses the mark. Okay. I definitely can say that this record definitely is a good one. Opeth, I've always liked them.
Right.
Like I said, compared to most prog metal bands, this one's a lot cooler, and you hear a lot of more different styles. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Oh, shit. Kyler says, I've heard, and let's just say it was not pleasant. No, I would imagine that would not be pleasant whatsoever.
Yeah. All right, number 65, Born of Osiris, The Discovery from 2011. Let's see what they say. I don't know if I caught that album or not.
Well, I can say I've heard at least 2 tracks off the record, so we can definitely speak on it.
All right. The concept of progressive deathcore almost sounds like a paradox.
Progressive deathcore.
What?
Exactly. What exactly is progressive deathcore? Deathcore is exactly what it is. It's the blending of death metal and hardcore all packed into one.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is yet another stupid subcategory.
I see. If you Google search the band, it literally says that they are progressive metalcore.
Go! You fucking Google, you go, you stupid fuck. Wrong again. Just
Wrong
like what they call Rammstein.
Oh. Don't remind me.
Techno goth or something?
Yeah. Whatever the fuck that means.
All right.
For a subgenre predicated on stacking breakdowns on top of breakdowns, there appeared to be as much stylistic wiggle room as there was used for any note beyond the guitar's fifth fret. That attitude changed when Born vs. Cyrus, who was already pushing the new subgenre's boundaries, dropped The Discovery, their only album to feature some guitarist that no one cares about. The complex riffing and melodic overtones against spiraling synths on this record elevated the status of deathcore, showing there's more to this than just smashing a China cymbal to some open note chugs.
Okay.
Right.
So at least they used some decent terminology, but did they really talk about the songs?
No, not they didn't even name a single one of them.
What the fuck does that have to do with the song? Who doesn't like a good breakdown? So if a band has breakdowns on top of breakdowns, what the fuck's wrong with that? It's a groove change. It excites a different kind of emotion into what you're listening to. Even if it's like starting to go super fast and then all of a sudden, boom, drops the bottom out. Yeah. Everybody loves that shit. So I don't see necessarily what's wrong with that, but that doesn't exactly tell us why this particular record was that much, I don't know, groundbreaking because of synths. Really?
Yeah.
Every black metal band ever. I mean, that doesn't make it any much that I don't know. It's, I guess I see where they're kind of going with that. It's not really metalcore, people, just because they threw keyboards in there. Synth sounds, what do you call it? Samples or anything like that. All I have to say is, guess who's been doing it 30 years before that? A little band called White Zombie.
Yes.
Heard of it?
Apparently not.
It's like, how does that push the boundaries?
I have no idea.
I mean, since when did deathcore have boundaries in the first place? It's like, hey.
It doesn't have boundaries. It is a boundary.
Death only. Death and only death is allowed. Only hardcore can come in because it goes with our death. I mean, come on, pushing the fucking boundaries, really. All they did was they threw some shit in there just to kind of be a little bit more art driven. Yeah. But I digress. This tells me absolutely nothing about why this record belongs there. So fuck off.
All right, you're up, brother, for the next one.
I got to put this up here. Don't trigger me on what they say about Rammstein. Actually, it was Google. At Google, for some reason, you just put in Rammstein. Next thing you know, it says, they're goth.
Oh,
no, they're not.
Things have got, oh, no. Just for funsies, I just Google search Rammstein genre. It had briefly gotten better, but it's worse.
What did they decide to call them?
Now it says, primarily described as New Deutsche Härte, industrial, hard rock, and gothic metal, while also being described as new metal, alternative metal, symphonic metal, and progressive metal.
How fucking stupid can you be? Oh my goodness. It's like what? Google just threw up and had no idea what to call them.
Nope. You know what?
Like, we'll just throw a ton of terms out there and hopefully people will get an idea.
Hey,
Google. What's happening there? That's it.
That's it.
You just got the elbow drop of doom. Thank you for dropping in, my brother.
Hey, what up, dude? Oh,
all right. So now 64, however, in my opinion, definitely belongs on this list as being
I'm good with that.
influential.
Yeah, they're a good band.
It's not just that they're a good band, it's that they have put out a style that just when you thought deathcore could get any heavier, they went ahead and made it 10 goddamn times heavier. Whitechapel is who we're talking about at number 64 with the album The Valley. Now, it's pretty interesting that so far everything has come from the year 2019. Big shocker. There's some earlier records at the beginning of that decade that I think deserve a fuck of a lot more love. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
The cover art notation that warns listeners Whitechapel's 2019 album, The Valley, is based on true events. Is no joke. Now, why would anyone think that that would be a joke in the first place?
I have no idea. That doesn't even
Movies do that all the time.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what your art style, even paintings and drawings of different things could be based on true events. You don't fucking know.
No, you don't.
Come on. Sifting through the traumas that occurred during vocalist and lyricist Phil Bozeman's childhood, the deathcore band's 7th studio release uses those real-life plot points as sonic signposts. Whatever the fuck you're trying to say here, because we don't know. Exactly. What the fuck? Just say it was the groundwork for the album. It takes you on a journey into someone's childhood traumatic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's leave it at that.
Exactly.
Their most expansive and realized effort yet. Now, this pretty much has already been done in a different style.
Yeah.
Ever heard of a guy back in, let's say, 93? His name is Jonathan Davis from Korn. Motherfuckers, this ain't the first time a band had a vocalist that has been through some rough shit. I'm talking 80s, maybe not the 70s. 70s was all about drinking, smoking, and getting laid.
Yeah.
But, you know, the moment you step into the late 80s, early 90s, all bands are using their fucked up lives as bases for their records. Why? Because people can relate to it.
Exactly.
God.
So it's not like it's something groundbreaking to actually write about yourself, especially in the 2000s.
No, why is that so hard to believe?
I have no idea.
It's no different that when some of the black metal bands have taken such things as, let's say, the story of Elizabeth Bathory as the basis for their entire fucking record, telling you the story of that fucked up life, which love Elizabeth Bathory, awesome history. But anyway, Cradle of Filth did it. So, come on. Anything could be based on true events. It doesn't just have to be what happened to that motherfucker. It could happen to anybody. But the brief moments of clean singing and atmospheric noodling. Atmospheric noodling. Now I know they're referring to the guitar.
Noodling.
How's that any different from 1970s funk porno music? That's pretty much what they were doing with the wah-wah pedal.
Yeah.
How does that add any, like, oh, he's noodling? Oh, fuck off. I killed Genghis. I'm sorry.
All I can think was like, that sounded like something at SpongeBob.
That's probably where it came from. You know, I always got SpongeBob on the brain. Among the otherwise brutal concept record, aren't there to bury the lead, as it were.
Huh?
Did he suddenly start speaking in tongues or some other fucked up language that nobody understands? I'm going to read that whole thing again. But the brief moments of clean singing and atmospheric noodling among the otherwise brutal concept record aren't there to bury the lead, as it were.
What?
Is that another like code word for burying your dick in the ground?
I'm starting to think so.
What the fuck does anything of what they've said and otherwise? I'm at like the half mark of what they're talking about. Does this tell you anything about why this record is one of the groundbreakers and influential right
No.
now? Oh, he obviously ran out of material, and because Bozeman did a little interview with Loudwire, they take a quote.
Oh, of course.
As Bozeman told Loudwire around the time of the album's release, he doesn't feel that sharing his personal story represents vulnerability. It seems like my duty now. Okay, so we all know that just doesn't. I don't. What is he, a warrior now for that? Once again, I got to go back to J Devil.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever talked about being molested as a kid on a record before in such a way that Korn did back in the 90s and really brought it out to life. We're talking about 2019.
Yeah.
Not to say anything against anyone's trauma, because no matter what it is a bad thing and it's horrible. But for him to say he feels like it's his duty to let everybody know, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Not everything has to be a social justice warrior as far as artists go.
Exactly.
But I mean, we thank him, obviously, for sharing this kind of thing. And obviously, this album has touched a lot of people. So very, very cool. But I don't think that's the only part of that record that makes it as awesome as it is.
Agreed.
So once again, Loudwire, you dropped the ball. You focused on the negativity, although in some way it's probably therapeutic for their lead singer. But you focused on the bad and not so much about the good. Who wrote this? I need to throw some tomatoes. Man, I'll get some like 3-month-old peppers that have been like festering into a science experiment. We'll just go ham on this bastard.
Exactly.
Philip Trapp.
What do you think, brother?
Coming for you.
Commercial?
It is most definitely time for a commercial from our brother from another land overseas. Check out Poison Valley Clothing. Allahu Akbar. That's right. If you are looking for or have a penchant for customized horror artwork of all different kinds, skeletons, skulls, demons, anything, not to mention a kick-ass band roster that are ambassadors for this clothing company, all those shirts you saw there are just a fraction of what they got. Please go check them out. They are amazing. And even if you have some ideas, you could hit up Dave Pankhurst, who is the creator and owner of this company. He'll take your ideas and make you something customized.
Oh, yeah.
Check it. All right. I don't know about you, but I don't know diddly fucking squat about 63. So let's move on.
Agreed. Never heard of it. But I know the next
I'm so glad that we did.
Same.
Oh, hells yeah. Matter of fact, before we get to this one, I was just surfing my Facebook, and of course, I follow this band, and they managed to video the largest row section of the pit.
Ooh.
Now, Amon Amarth, which is who we're talking about, just put out a song called I don't think it's called Row, but it's the song that's it starts out with it might be shit. I don't know. We'll have to check source on that. But anyways, the main part of the song starts out in the beginning where it's a bunch of Vikings going row, row.
Put your back into the oar.
That's it. Put your back into the oar. So when they start chanting on the microphone, row, all of the pit stops moshing, gets on the ground, and starts rowing in succession with the lead vocalist.
That's amazing.
I had shift. I'm telling you, it's on the Amon Amarth Facebook page right fucking now. So after this, obviously I don't want you all to run away, but go to it and check it out. I could not believe that men and women all got down and were all just putting their back into the fucking oar, man. It was beautiful.
Amazing.
Oh, well, and it doesn't surprise me that they actually come onto this list, and they should not be at 62.
Absolutely not. Well, let's see what they say about it.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the midst of one of the biggest like pagan metal movements of all time, and Amon Amarth are at the top, and for a reason. Go for it, brother.
This is the decade that will be remembered as the time where Amon Amarth ascended to arena-worthy headliners. As unlikely as that seems for a death metal group.
Whoops! Death metal? What did you say? They are not death metal.
No, they're Viking metal or folk metal.
Viking folk metal, absolutely.
Death metal? What the fuck?
That's why I said I hate how people put bands in boxes. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
You'd think especially like a big media outlet would know their shit, and apparently they never do. Anyway.
Probably because the main guy is too busy listening to metalcore.
As unlikely as it seems for a death metal group, it's a testament to the enduring power of metal's own Vikings, Amon Amarth. Their hot streak continued with the release of Deceiver the Gods, which stands as the Swedish group's most melodic offering, quite a statement considering their entire catalog is lined with sing-song guitar parts. Brighter moments such as the title track and As Loke Falls offer
Loki.
Well, they spelled it wrong. So
that might be the Danish way of spelling.
Oh, okay. Then I get that. I guess I get the pass. As Loki Falls offer a subtle sense of contrast, more brutish songs that make up the set list, giving Amon Amarth a wider breath to play with. All the better for. How did I know that was JD? How did I know that was JD?
Because the whole article has been nothing but dick writing.
Exactly.
So JD has graced us yet again with a spanktastic review of Amon Amarth. The only time you get a good review out of this guy, it's because he likes them.
Exactly.
So, first of all, death metal? What? He doesn't even know what style they fit into. And I am so surprised that there was no mention of the actual stage show.
Yeah.
Guys, the drummer sits on top of a 25 foot fucking Viking helmet with a skull face underneath, which is bad fucking assery, and lights come out of its eyes. Damn it, excuse me. Not to mention that they have actual people come out dressed in all Viking garb and fight.
Exactly.
They don't just fight, they sword fight. They are, man, I don't know what to call them. Just a fucking shit. I'm trying to think of the word. Enigma, if you will. They are just something to behold. And the power, which a lot of their music, guys, is very power metal driven.
For sure.
They have blinding fast guitars, quick double bass. There's no deathcore to what they do.
No.
Not even fucking, they don't even know what clean singing is. That guy has one of the lowest growls I've ever heard in the business.
Exactly.
And it's even weirder to hear him talk because you would not believe that it comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And he's an old guy too. There's not really any young guys in the band. They're all like 40s, 50s. Who knows how long they've been doing this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It's taken them some time, but they have become a fucking monolith.
Oh, yeah.
And I only wish that they would come over here and do their thing.
Agreed.
That would be fucking amazing. But yeah, this album, all the way.
Agreed.
Definitely belongs on here. Don't know about you, but number 61, I don't know shit about.
Nope, never heard of it.
Nope. Moving on. I don't know anything about this number 60 either.
I don't know anything about that album, but I am vaguely familiar with the band.
Are you? Okay.
Vaguely.
Well, for anybody out there that probably knows this band, we can go ahead and read it if you want.
I'm kind of different. It's not definitely not my favorite subgenre. It's like technical metal. Which, it takes mad skill to be able to play, but it's just really not my thing.
It's not that we don't want to, give praise to stuff like this. It's just stuff that we just don't really, it's not even widely mentioned a lot. The number 60 is Tesseract. Tesseract? Yeah.
Yep.
Tesseract. If anyone's heard of them, apparently they're kind of like one of those tech metal bands. That's literally what they call it. So that just means it's super, super almost.
It's like really, it's like you're doing math equations. It's like super precise.
And there's a word for it, mathcore.
Yeah,
I've actually heard that before. Here's my problem with it. This stuff is so technical. So they had to write each individual part before they ever jammed it out. And that's what I have a problem with. You don't you don't get the feeling, the emotion.
It's like it feels like it was written by robots or something because there's no emotion at all.
Yeah, and I mean, do you think for 1 second that any fucking Black Sabbath record that was ever made, I'm going to play the 5th, the 3rd, and then move up to the 12th, and then I'm going to pick it like this, and then, Bill, you go ahead and go boom, boom, and then Geezer, you start plucking. Fuck off! That's not how it's done. You guys fucking play together and put your heart and soul, blood, sweat, tears into it, and then you really got something.
Exactly.
My goodness, I have an appreciation for it. Don't get me wrong, Kyler, but it's just not something we really get to. And I hate to be the guy that says it, but from a marketing standpoint, there's no market for it.
No.
It's just like everybody sits back and goes, whoa, that is fucking awesome. But don't think I'm going to follow you around the country,
no.
Let alone the world to hear it.
Exactly.
Unless it's just like gone to the top of the charts and this and that, and they find themselves on a Metallica tour. Anyway, I digress. Number 59, actually not too bad. August Burns Red.
Agreed.
So the album is called Found in Faraway Places, and this, they actually touch upon 2015. Oh, Kyler so far leading with the comment of the evening. with the E string with a 23.6. Usually the best riffs come up from somebody who's probably had about, 6 or 7 shots of something and they're feeling good and they just get it. I don't know. Anyways, this band is pretty good. Oh man. So they start the review off as such. It's a difficult task to name an August Burns Red record that is not deserving of the title Best Metal Album.
Now, they're pretty good, but I don't know if they're best.
I mean, with a sentence like that, what do you think is going to happen later?
A whole bunch of dick riding.
He's going to put the record on and, put on some water wings and slap his own ass.
And if you can't think of one of their albums that is not best, then why the fuck are they way down at 59?
59, and yet, I mean, people know them, but they're on the indie circuit.
That is true.
I mean, they're doing good. I'm happy for them, but at the end of the day, I just don't think they got what it takes to be what a lot of these other bands out there that are doing well.
Agreed.
Let's see here. At every turn, ABR demonstrate exactly why they are frontrunners in contemporary metal. Holy fuck. Did we just create another goddamn subgenre of metal?
Boy.
What's contemporary? Is it the fact that they're using an 8-string, a 12-string? What the fuck? Did they add another, 1 or 2 feet to their pedal racks? What the fuck's going on? There's only so many ways that you can classify any of this shit. We're not classical music, motherfuckers. We're in metal.
Oh, okay. It's actually a thing, contemporary metal.
Oh, and what does the definition have to say? Because, the Devil Daddy over here wants to know.
Contemporary metal music features usually down-tuned, harmonically distorted timbres, and from a performance perspective, it regularly contains fast and frequent instrumentation and,
Oh, so
like all sorts of bullshit.
Well, then who would have thought that they were talking about Tony fucking Iommi? He was the first to do it. Why did he down-tune? Ozzy's voice was shit.
Exactly.
I mean, it eventually got better, but he had to. He had to tune it down because Ozzy couldn't sing high like fucking Robert Plant, even grabbing a handful of nuts.
Exactly.
Shit, even his sack couldn't help him. Kyler's okay. Have a good night, my brother. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Glad to be part of your birthday celebration. Stay heavy. Anyhow, so moving on with this blowjob mess. What makes Found in Faraway Places so masterful is its ability to pull in all kinds of music fans.
What?
I'm going to read it again because I can't believe I just read it. What makes Found in Faraway Places such a masterful album is its ability to pull in all kinds of music fans. And oh, wouldn't you guess? Their collaboration with pop, punk, hardcore giant Jeremy McKinnon from A Day to Remember on the song Ghosts highlights that very fact. So let's be real here, folks. Anytime somebody from another style of music ends up on another record that's a different style of music, suddenly other people are going to listen. But guess what? Guess what, though?
What?
Just for that song.
Exactly.
They don't want to listen to the rest of the record.
Guilty. I do that shit all the time.
You see? It's like, okay, I want to see what so-and-so from this genre did with a completely different genre and see how it sounds, how it stands, and how it fares.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
guess what? I really don't listen to the rest because if I ain't a fan of the band, I'm not really.
Exactly.
The only reason that I listened past the one track off of Soulfly's first record,
Mhm.
there was a song on there called Bleed, which featured Fred Durst.
Yeah.
And I listened to that, but guess what? I fucking love the former Sepultura vocalist and guitar player. So I listened to the rest of the record, but if it wasn't for that fact, probably wouldn't have listened past it because I was just curious, what is this douchebag doing on a fucking Soulfly record with Max Cavalera? Max is like way shorter than him and could like punch him out with his pinky. He's a tough son of a bitch.
Yes,
for real.
For sure.
His old trademark fucking dreadlock could have put a chokehold on it. Anyway, you can see I'm not a big fan of the Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, me neither.
So I have not heard anything in this diatribe of bullshit that tells me literally jack and shit about why I should like them. Just because a ton of other people may have tuned in because this guy from Date to Remember was on their track isn't going to make me want to listen to the whole fucking thing. It's just not going to happen.
No.
Number 58. Megadeth, Dystopia. Now, this is from 2016. So they're pretty much, I don't know. Every time you think they're in their prime again.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give it up, though. They do a lot of member changes, drummer changes, guitars, the other guitar player changes, because let's face it, Dave Mustaine ain't going nowhere.
No.
So, but this is funny. Beginning with 1990s classic Rust in Peace, Megadeth received a total of 11 Grammy Award nominations for Best Metal Performance or Best Hard Rock Metal Performance.
Okay.
And you know who won every fucking time?
Metallica.
Uh-huh. That just goes to show you that if you basically grease the wheel of somebody's shlongola or their crackola, whatever, what is your pleasure, let's face it, you're going to get a Grammy. Now, you take a band like Megadeth, especially at this time, that I thought had like the all-star lineup of the band, 11 nominations and didn't get a single award. Get the fuck
That's ridiculous.
I've been saying it forever. Metal needs its own fucking awards, and it should be broadcast all over the world.
Yes.
Anyway, so the band finally captured actually, let me take it back a step. They actually did win one. I thought they didn't get it.
Oh, no, there was one, but I think it was...
They won one out of 11 nominations. Wow. Here's your cookie. The band finally captured the award with the title track from Dystopia the year after the iconic Thrashers' 15th effort was released. We're talking about 15 albums of awesomeness. Whether you like Dave Mustaine's crazy sounding voice or not, you cannot not headbang to the classics that Megadeth has put out. You just can't. And let's face it, Rust in Peace, goddamn.
Right.
One of the best albums ever. This is kind of funny. The accolade seemed fitting for the band leader Dave Mustaine's metal-plated war machine after a run of albums more noticeable for this is funny. More notable for bassist David Ellefson's absence than their musical content.
Ouch.
Ooh, didn't that hurt?
Wow.
Walk that around. That's because he was too busy, jerking his gherkin behind closed doors for a fan meet.
Jerking his gherkin?
Or was he looking for some fan meat?
Oh my goodness, Reaper.
It's true, he got busted and then he got booted from one of the best metal bands, especially thrash metal bands of all time. So, gotta say, hope it was worth it, asshole. And he was a founding member.
Yeah.
That makes it worse. He's probably sitting back going, oh, just collect the royalties. Well, eventually royalties run out.
That is true.
Before we hit on to the next one here, let's run a quick commercial.
Oh, that's
Actually, from our good friend over at Dezea'sCreepShop.com.
absolutely.
Every time I see it, I gotta say, I want that apron.
Agreed. Desea, send us aprons.
I done sent her a message, so we'll see what she says.
Okay.
But yes, everything that is the epitome of weird, dark, and awesome, she's got a handmade collectible clothing or just about any fucking thing you can think of, she will make it.
Yep.
Dezea'sCreepShop.com. Check her out. All right.
All right.
Well, a lot of people know this band.
That is true. Number
57.
Thy Art is Murder. The album is Hate from 2012.
Just made it to 2012.
Yep, just made it. Let's see. Some of the finest deathcore to be released this decade. The music of Thy Art is Murder's second album is triumphant and harrowing in equal measure. I think someone needs to attend the Gangis How to Write Music Reviews class because
Please.
we're fucking metalheads, not scholars. We're not, reading the dictionary for funsies.
It's not like, we put the CD in or play it on digital and then suddenly go out the door and hearken to all our neighbors going, they've done it. It's like, what do you mean harrowing? Get the fuck out of here. Everyone's probably just at home, listening to the record, banging their fucking head out until they feel better. That's just how it goes.
As well as showcasing vocalist CJ McMahon's prowess as a frontman, Andy Marsh's soaring leads, and Lee Stanton's pulsating drums demonstrate the breadth of talent lying within the band's ranks. A biting 37 minutes worth of disgusting deathcore. Hate is an utter riot.
Disgusting. Pretty sure that most deathcore fans out there would want to kick this guy's ass in the back of a parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay, number one, who gives a fuck how long the record is? Why didn't they cite any goddamn song title? Not one.
Not to mention, I'm sorry, but you're telling me the drums are pulsating?
I mean, they could have used the word thunderous. You know what I mean?
That is definitely not the word I would have chosen, though. What the fuck?
I wouldn't have chose it either. Thundering, smashing,
thundering, pounding, smashing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But definitely not what I just heard you read.
Hash slinging slasher, hammer.
He's back there playing with pencils of death.
Yeah.
But again, they really drop the whole ball there. Thy Art is Murder is definitely one. If you are a deathcore fan, it's got excellent breakdowns. The record is fucking top notch. And they come to us from Australia. So They are something to behold, and unfortunately, they are still. I mean, you could probably see them at some European festivals, but they're on the indie circuit, so they don't come to America a lot. So if they do come this way, I definitely recommend you check them out if you're a deathcore fan and just like the heavy.
Exactly.
56, Sabaton.
All right, they're a good band. I'm good with that.
Something is in the water in Sweden because
Breathe.
every fucking genre of metal, Sweden has a premier band for it.
That is true.
And everyone loves them. Anything from Electric Wizard to Monolord, Amon Amarth, and now Sabaton, and a whole host of other bands. Motherfucker, man. I'll tell you, I almost wish I could be there in Sweden while all this shit was happening.
Oh, great. And Avatar
in
Sweden. Got to mention Avatar.
Oh, that's right. So, it's no surprise that Sabaton is on this list. They are one of the most powerful power metal bands.
Yeah.
This is really fucking funny, too, because Iron Maiden was not a tough sell in America, but apparently they think power metal in general is tough to sell in the United States.
I beg to differ.
There are power metal fans all over this country. You know what? The only reason nobody knows about it is because nobody talks about it. They don't spotlight it. You can't go by any music guru in the States that either runs a radio station or, those bigots at the Rock Hall or, any of them damn things. So it's like, now this is funny because it comes back and it bites him in the ass. Yeah. He says, though it thrives just about anywhere else in the world, Dragon Force kept the flame burning stateside as the new millennium arrived. So guess what? People were already fucking getting down to Dragon Force.
Yes.
If they loved Dragon Force, they would love fucking Sabaton. They're true. Both power metal. This fucking guy. Here we go. And it's been Sweden, Sabaton, who have ripped that torch from their hands. Totally just screwed up his own comments. As the defining power metal battalion of the 2010s. Absolutely fucking true. Absolutely. Not to say anything against Dragon Force because they're still great, but let's face it, Sabaton just kills it every time. Thematic bands have garnered plenty of attention in the U.S. See Ghost. It's no secret here in the States, we love the theater. Absolutely. Who doesn't want to get your dessert and a show?
Yes.
Not only are you getting the awesomeness of the music, but you're also you get to step into this whole other world that you don't want to leave. So fuck you for saying that.
Agreed.
And Sabaton's exclusive subject of war has leapt off the lyric sheet and onto dramatic stage sets, setting them up for massive success. Once again, they stole this out of the Iron Maiden playbook.
Yeah.
There was an album, actually a couple of albums that Iron Maiden did, where their stage set was part of the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Just because they had Eddie dressed up as the guy waving the flag didn't change the fact that it was historical.
Exactly.
So, and with everything else, everyone's always been obsessed with past wars and stuff like that. Even some shit that even goes on, let's say, in the last 20 years. So how is it any different than what Iron Maiden did back in the day? Not much, but guess what? They do a good job at it.
That is true.
So that's why they can sell out a fucking festival. So for them to say power metal is a tough sell in America, good fucking luck.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And screw them for saying that about Ghost. Shame on you.
Agreed.
Ace is high. You are correct, Chris. Ace is high.
That is correct. Number 55, I'm not familiar with that at all.
I'll say the name of the band. If anybody out there in Three Witches Land knows anything about this band or can comment, please do. Because, it's not that we're stuck listening to just one or three things.
Right.
It's hard to actually hear a lot of stuff because it doesn't get promoted.
Exactly.
So the band at number 55 is Vain, and the name of the record is Error Zone. So if anybody knows anything about it, feel free to comment in the comment section. Share this out. Maybe somebody else does, and then we can talk about it. Same with number 54.
Oh, I like Epica. They're good.
Okay, well, you can speak on it then.
Okay, I will.
I don't know shit about it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna sugarcoat.
That's fair. They're like, they've got like some orchestral metal shit going on.
Ooh, I like a good orchestral metal.
Yeah. Let's see. A decade into a
Godflesh
career.
is my favorite. Godflesh.
Oh, yeah, they're good. They're good. A decade into a career can serve as a critical juncture for a band. Some artists know their signature sound and stick to it, handing in lesser versions of their best work, while others continue to blossom, signaling.
Did he just insinuate that any band that has at least 10 years of career hand in suck-ass albums after the first one?
That's what it sounds like, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think that's true of all bands, but I digress.
For Epica, the Quantum Enigma was a big leap forward that didn't necessitate a stylistic reboot. Written as more of a group effort than their previous records, this album was a refinement of everything great about Epica in the first place. Technical riffing, bombastic orchestration, and divine hooks. Bombastic. Oh, okay, it's JD. Never mind, I'm not even going to question his word choice.
Told ya, he's dick riding again.
Always. The lyrical content, which brought to the surface philosophical questions about perceived reality, was an ideal complement to music written at an equally intellectual level. What the fuck, JD?
I swear, does he just like the things that turns him on is big words?
I'm starting to wonder.
Who can make sense of this? I know I didn't. And I'm not exactly not intellectual, so even I had a tough time with that fucking chicanery. What the hell?
Say.
All right. But I will say this. I did get a good sense of what kind of like band this is, like why the record is the way it is and why it belongs here. So I'm actually going to check it out. Who knows? I might like it. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So, but just basically, sucking on the teat of this band by JD doesn't exactly say definitely go listen to them, but it kind of makes sense. Did you notice a big difference between their previous album to that one? Was it that much different?
I'm more of a casual listener to that band. I'm not like, I don't know all their albums specifically, so I can't really comment on that.
Yeah, one of the things I do, Spotify wise, is I try to, anytime they suggest something and it's something new, it's not something old, I'll be like, all right, I'll check it out. That's usually how I catch on to it because, like I said, the record companies in this country suck at promoting new albums and shit. I think they literally are just targeting Europe, advertising it there, and saying, America is just hip hop.
Unfortunately, they're almost right.
Almost. damn it! We're not dead yet. Never will.
Yet.
So we'll end with number 53, and I love this band.
Same.
Because for decades upon decades, and rightfully so,
Right.
Cannibal Corpse has been the one in death metal. They always have been. Nothing could really, take nothing away from their technical ability, their songwriting,
Right.
and just all around. I mean, Corpse Grinder, who sings like him? No one.
Nobody.
My goodness. So we have an album by Dying Fetus, which I honestly think just because of the band name has turned off probably a lot of potential listeners just because of the name. But if you can get past that and listen to one of their fucking records, you'd actually dig it. Is it disgusting? What death metal band isn't disgusting?
Exactly.
If one thing's not being torn apart, something else is. Okay? So it says here, the album is called Wrong One to Fuck With. Now, if you're having a bad month, bad year, this just might be the record for you. So it starts off, JD wrote it. Son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
If he fucks this up, I'm going to kick him in the balls. Reign Supreme helped to reignite Dying Fetus's popularity. Reign Supreme was a fantastic album, but to say that it reignited their popularity, I would not say that, because everyone listens to everything that comes out. That's like saying the record before that one tanked and everybody fell off. But obviously their popularity didn't die. Even if they didn't like that album, they still listened to the next one.
Right.
Let's see here. Popularity serving as an entry point for loads of young metal fans bred on new school death metal. Absolutely agree with that, because Dying Fetus is a product of the 2000s.
Right.
Riding high off of that record, the death metal institution took 5 years before returning with another dose of groove fucking technical brutality with the ignorant, knuckle walking wrong one to fuck with.
Hang on. Did he just make a new Rob Zombie album title? The groove fucking technical brutality knuckle walking?
Yes, I fucking do. It sounds like definitely a record title that Rob would just be all over like a wet blanket. Groove fucking.
Okay.
I would never describe.
No.
I would never describe the groove of a drum kit and a bass guitar as like they're fucking. I mean, it doesn't work. The guy's drum set probably has like 8 goddamn million pieces to it. Which one is he fucking it with?
Exactly.
And it says the stripped back production is refreshing and welcome in an era that's too ripe with slick, polished extreme metal records. I agree.
I'll agree with that.
And that's one thing that even Sabbath themselves, I mean, I know it's a different genre, but they put out their first album together in like almost 40 years, the album 13, and it was not overproduced. Yeah. They have millions of dollars to throw at production and didn't do it.
Exactly.
And it sounded great. So death metal started as a stripped back production. There's not that every time what they call it, a bass drop or something stupid like that. They didn't need it.
Exactly.
They don't have to put a ton of like fucking, put the guy's voice through death metal pedal or whatever the fuck a lot of those guys cheat with.
Yeah.
Okay. And it sounds bad fucking ass. Why? Because it sounds 10 times bigger than any overproduced record could ever do. So I will give it that, JD. You actually said something semi-true.
I can't believe
But
it.
groove fucking, I can't get the idea of a bass guitar and drums fucking each other out of my head. I am scarred.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's nothing new or adventurous here. I knew it.
I know. I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate you.
He's definitely back in full swing. Just gave this whole thing the biggest, cock blowing session of the universe, and then comes down and goes, well, there's nothing new or adventurous here. It's all done to the highest level since the classic Destroy the Opposition was released in 2000. I love you. I hate you. I love you. Oh,
legit.
Man, he had us going there for a second. Like he went to the school of Gangis and got his shit together and then just tanked. See, that's the thing. You and I tell it like it is. We don't sugarcoat shit. We're not going to say a whole bunch of fluff McFluffery to get you into the article and then just break your fucking heart out of your chest after. That's not good writing.
No, it's really not.
I mean, I can't wait to see how the rest of this list goes. Because I got a headache right now. I need my emotional support whiskey.
I need my emotional support ice cream.
It's like the best bands they listed from this decade, they barely had anything to say about. Other than they're awesome. The stage show is great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. But
just like who is gonna read that and think that they need to go and listen to this record?
Exactly. And all that shit.
What the fuck does that have to do with the song? It's so bad that even my cat is crying right now in another room, clutching his Black Sabbath record.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I mean, this is just bad. So it really will be interesting as we get through. We're at basically the last part of the top 50s. Yeah. We're going to look at the top 40s the next time. Probably the next top 40s into maybe like half of the 30s, depending upon, what bands they pick and if they suck.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry. I'm not holding back, man. Loudwire, what the fuck? I mean, you sit there all day. You have one job. Be in the know. And not just because this one has hit this chart or that one is better because they came from Timbuktu. Just tell it like it is. Listen to the record. I swear to you. Half of these dumb sons of bitches don't even listen to the band before they write about it.
Agreed.
It's like copy paste, go to Google.
Pretty fucking much. I think the only one who actually did any homework is maybe JD on like one of them because he actually compared it to other albums.
I mean, it's pretty bad when you call Amon Amarth death metal. For that alone, that deserves a wolf off. JD, you get the wolf.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Again and again. That's what you get.
Yep.
Oh, thank y'all so much for hanging and banging with us here on this hump day. And once again, Face of Horror competition. The cut for the top 5 happens tomorrow. So if you haven't got your votes in for your favorites, yours truly, or Mischief, please make sure, because every vote counts and we love and appreciate you for it. Please make sure you do that shit.
Yes.
And but also, after you're all snug in your bed, ready to rest your head, remember, stay heavy.